So I'm headed home after an active shooter presentation that I attended by Ed Monk, the first 30 seconds. And he talks a lot about responsibility in the presentation. Who's responsible for what? And it got me thinking a lot more in depth than what he was going into about who's responsible for what. And one of the things that it kind of dawned on me was how important it is for leadership in any organization to be able to delegate. I think about all these incidents that have happened over the years, active shooters, active killers, and whether it's churches, open areas, businesses, schools, whatever, or even like a critical response, a hostage situation with law enforcement, barricaded subject, that sort of thing. And I think who's really responsible at the end of the day comes down to leaders. And the leaders need to be able to delegate. And it's not just delegating responsibility at the incident, but it starts way before the incident actually happens, and that's delegating ability. Going through and figuring out what your assets are and what your liabilities are in people and your employees. And this isn't just for cops, but I'm going to direct it towards cops. So if you're a shift supervisor, you're a team leader, assistant commander, a commander on a team or unit or whatever, or just a patrol shift, you need to identify who your liabilities are and who your assets are. And if somebody is a liability, you need to chip away at that. You need to provide them with the training, the equipment if necessary. Most of the time it's the equipment, or most of the time it's the training, having the software to run the hardware that you already have. So you may have breaching equipment, but more than likely you don't have a lot of breaching experience. So you got to get that breaching experience. You got to know when you can go in, how you're going to go in. If that breach starts to fail, what's your secondary option? What's your tertiary option? All that sort of thing. And that goes with any task. So, we fail a lot in law enforcement delegating responsibility to people, but I think that stems from early on not providing people with the ability. So being able to delegate ability, where I'm going to give someone the ability to do whatever task that is. So when the time comes, I don't have to think about it. I can just point to somebody, and maybe I have a go-to person that is going to be that person that's going to breach that door, talk to that person, talk them off that ledge, or the person that I want driving the vehicle versus the person I want on the perimeter. You get the point. But you should be creating more assets than you have liabilities. And I think as leaders, whether you're designated as a leader or you just find yourself in a leadership role every once in a while, you need to build that ability so it becomes super easy when it comes time to delegate, or to have somebody just to fall into that spot. So you don't even have to delegate, they just start doing.